but
where
we're
it's
gonna go back
legal
to
to ban women.
Meaning that there's more men than there is women. I don't know.
Why?
Hey, there's no why to it. We're
Why?
gonna get to it later. Just relax, honey.
I guess they don't have no children.
Maybe not. What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchets React, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we are back with another American reaction.
Yes.
We're super excited about this video, guys. If you're new to us and we're new to you, make sure you scroll down, hit the red subscribe button, and turn on the post notification bell because we're on the road to 50K. And we cannot get there without you guys, all right?
Thanks.
Join the family. Without further ado, let's get into the video.
Where is the European Union? Obviously here somewhere, but much like the European continent itself, which has an unclear boundary, the European Union also has some fuzzy edges to it. To start, the official members of the European Union are, in decreasing order of population, Germany, France, the United Kingdom, Italy, Spain, Poland, Romania, the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Greece, Belgium, Portugal, the Czech Republic, Hungary, Sweden, Austria, Bulgaria, Denmark, Slovakia, Finland, Ireland, Croatia, Lithuania, Latvia, Slovenia, Estonia, Cyprus, Luxembourg, and Malta. The edges of the EU will probably continue to expand further out as there are other countries in various stages of trying to become a member. How the EU works is hideously complicated and a story for another time, but for this video you need...
So I wonder, do you think the European Union are accepting more people? Like,
well, they
countries?
say they have some countries that's trying to be a part of it.
You think you know?
I mean...
That's a lot of. I think it's a lot of paperwork, right?
A lot of paperwork, a lot of.
Yeah, that's how that works, right?
I don't know.
Paperwork just to get us some more countries involved. Like you gotta sign and sign and sign and sign away.
I don't know.
Oh, well.
I know it's complex.
Things. First, countries pay membership dues, and second, vote on the laws they all must follow, and third, citizens of member countries are automatically European Union citizens as well. This last means that if you're a citizen of any of these countries, you are free to live and work and retire in any of the others, which is nice, especially if you think your country is too big or too small or too hot or too cold. The European Union gives you options.
Different countries without
all three of these statements have asterisks attached to this unhelpful footnote. Well, get used to it. Europe loves asterisks that add exceptions to complicated agreements. These three, for example, point us towards the first bit of border fuzziness with Norway, Iceland, and Little Liechtenstein, none of which are in the European Union, but if you're an EU citizen, you can live in these countries, and Norwegians, Icelanders, or Liechtensteiners can live in yours. Why? In exchange for freedom of movement of people, they have to pay membership fees to the European Union, even though they aren't a part of it, and thus don't get a say in its laws that they still have to follow.
So when they pay the European fees, are they paying this in like taxes? Because
that's what I would think.
So it was because I feel like, or unless that's another way that you guys do it through law, that you have to make a payment or in some type of form of way. I don't know, but I'm thinking from now,
taxes would be the easiest way
to collect. Yeah,
that's just what we're thinking.
Yeah, if you guys know the answer to that, go ahead and drop it in the comment section so we can get a full understanding of that. All right, so yeah, that's important.
This arrangement is the European Economic Area, and it sounds like a terrible deal were it not for that asterisk which grants EEA, but not EU members, a pass on some areas of law, notably farming and fishing, something a country like, say, Iceland might care quite a lot about running themselves. Between the European Union and the European Economic Area, the continent looks mostly covered, with the notable exception of Switzerland, who remains neutral and fiercely independent, except for her participation in the Schengen area. If you're from a country that keeps her borders extremely clean and or well patrolled, the Schengen area is a bit mind-blowing because it's an agreement between countries to take a meh approach to borders. In the Schengen area, international boundaries like this: no border officers or passport checks of any kind.
Yo, these borders is funny.
To Tallinn with
like,
identification or the need to answer the question business or pleasure. For Switzerland, being part of Schengen but not part of the European Union means that non-Swiss can check in any time they like, but they can never stay. This kumbaya approach to borders isn't appreciated by everyone in the EU, most loudly the United Kingdom and Ireland, who argue that islands are different. Thus, to get onto these fair isles, you'll need a passport and a good reason. Britannia's reluctance to get fully involved with the EU brings us to the next topic: money. The European Union has its own fancy currency, the euro, used by the majority but not all of the European Union members. This economic union is called the Eurozone, and to join, a country must first reach certain financial goals, and lying about reaching those goals is certainly not something anyone would do. Most of the non-Eurozone members, when they meet the goals, will ditch their local currency in favor of the euro, but three of them, Denmark, Sweden, and of course the United Kingdom, have asterisks attached to the euro section of the treaty, giving giving them a permanent opt-out. And weirdly, 4 tiny European countries, Andorra, San Marino, Monaco, and Vatican City, have an asterisk giving them the exact reverse, the right to print and use euros as their money despite not being in the European Union at all. So that's the big picture. There's the EU, which makes all the rules, the Eurozone inside of it with a common currency, the European Economic Area outside of it where people can move freely, and the selective Schengen for countries that think borders just aren't worth.
It's definitely giving me social studies.
Yes, a lot of information just thrown at you.
It's like you just got to sit down and really be, very detailed with everything that you're taking in. I like
the hassle. As you can see, there's some strange overlap with these borders, but we're not done talking about complications by a long shot, once again, because empire. So Portugal and Spain have islands from their colonial days that they've never parted with. These are the Madeira and Canary Islands off the coast of Africa and the Azores well into the Atlantic. Because these islands are Spanish and Portuguese, they're part of the European Union as well.
Nice.
Adding a few islands to the EU's borders isn't a big deal until you consider France, the queen of not letting go. She still holds on to a bunch of islands in the Caribbean, Reunion off the coast of Madagascar, and French Guiana in South America. As far as France is concerned, these are France too, which single-handedly extends the edge-to-edge distance of the European Union across a third of the Earth's circumference. Collectively, these bits of France, Spain, and Portugal are called the outermost regions, and they're the result of the simple answer to empire: just keep it. On the other hand, there's the United Kingdom, the master of maintaining complicated relationships with her quasi-former lands, and she's by no means alone in this on such an empire-happy continent. The Netherlands and Denmark and France, again, all have what the European Union calls overseas territories. They're not part of the European Union, instead they're a bottomless well of asterisks due to their complicated relationships with both the European Union and their associated countries, which makes it hard to say anything meaningful about them as a group, but in general, European Union law doesn't apply to these places, though in general the people who live there are European Union citizens because in general they have the citizenship of their associated country, so in general they can live anywhere they want, but in general other European Union citizens can't freely move to these territories, which makes these places a weird semi-permeable membrane of the European Union proper, and the final part we're going to talk about in detail, even though there are still many more one-off asterisks you might stumble upon, such as the Isle of Man, or those Spanish cities in North Africa, or Gibraltar,
I heard of those.
Sometimes, or that region in Greece where it's totally legal to ban women, or Saba and friends who are part of the Netherlands and so should be part of the EU.
Legal to ban?
The Faroe Island.
Let's go back a little bit.
They can live anywhere in the EU they want, but in general, other European Union citizens can't freely move to these territories, which makes these places a weird semi-permeable membrane of the European Union proper, and the final part we're going to talk about in detail, even though there are still many more one-off asterisks you might stumble upon, such as the Isle of Man, or those Spanish cities in North Africa, or Gibraltar, who pretends to be part of southwest England sometimes, or that region in Greece where it's totally legal to ban women, or Saba and friends who are part of the Netherlands and so should be part of the EU but aren't,
so
or the Faroe
that
Islands.
little location is more men?
Well, what y'all doing?
What was that over there? Was it Greece?
I didn't catch the name, but
We
they
didn't catch
said
the name, but we're
where
gonna
it's
go back to
legal
it.
to ban women.
Meaning that there's more men than there is women. I don't know.
Why?
Let's know why to it. We're gonna get to it later. Just relax, honey.
I guess they don't have no children.
Maybe not.
Okay.
No.
Weird.
Upon which, while citizens of Denmark live, they lose their EU citizenship, and on it goes. These asterisks almost never end, but this video must.
New. These out. Okay, yeah, that last information was just toss that in the bucket. Toss that little thing in the bucket real quick.
Okay.
Let them know about it.
So the greatest takeaway that I took away from this video is the ability to move within the European Union.
Yeah.
And still be classified as a citizen.
That's big.
Yeah.
That's big. And I think that's why other countries probably want to get part of those. Because it gives them that freedom of space to move around without having to worry about the excess charge or the excess treatment or paperwork. And that makes sense.
Paperwork. Because although we're on the same continent as Mexico and Canada, we can't just, I'll move to Mexico. We can't do that.
No, in general, we have to go ahead and look at
paperwork.
And in general, we have. No, I'm joking. He just kept saying in general. It was funny.
Yeah. A lot of paperwork.
And as close as we are to these other countries, we don't have permission to just enter. We need our passport and we need to do all these other things. And with them, they just need to be a part of the European Union, and they got free access.
Oh my God! You remember when we went to our road trip to San Diego?
Yes, that was
San
fun.
Diego. Yeah, and we was on the border and we saw all of the people like we saw the people on backpacks.
Yeah.
Trying to get into the country, and just thinking about that, and like how we are on the same continent, and even with what just happened with. Remember, we woke up this morning and I was talking about how they bust the migrants to New York. I'm like.
But you see, whenever we do travel a lot, and you guys don't even notice because we don't speak about it, we always see people like just near the border, struggling.
We're so close to it.
It's look like, and I say struggling because it be so many people, and looking like they're trying to, get to the other side of what they're trying to get, because families are literally right there hand in hand to each other, and they can't get in touch with their family like they want to.
Yeah, it's just it's a sad situation in our border. So that's why I really did like how the people can move about how they want, and it makes me think back to. I'm sorry to keep going back to that, but think back to like last year when they were whipping the people from Haiti and all that at the border. Like that didn't
even hit the news like it was supposed to.
No, it didn't.
Nah, a lot of stuff don't hit the news like it's supposed to. It's the news. They control what they want us to see, because what we see, they make sure everyone sees.
Well, no, it got to Biden.
You know what news mean? NEWS?
What do you mean?
North, East, West, South.
Oh, yeah.
It hit every, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's them. They control it, so we only see what the media try to portray us to get to, you know what I'm saying?
That's why you need to be connected to direct sources to know what's going on in the world.
Right.
All right, so we hope you all enjoyed. Oh wait, you didn't say your takeaway.
No, mine's the same as yours.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
We hope you all enjoyed this video. Like this video, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. We have enabled our super thanks if you would like to support the channel that way.
Yes.
And we have our mailing address in the description box.
Check that out.
We'll see y'all soon.
Peace.